Hello, everyone. Hi, April.
Hello.
Everyone, this is April from Tarot and
Oh,
Witchery. You've
yeah.
probably seen, well, and the notice just popped, and I would imagine people are already subscribed to you. However, if they are not, look, I'm pointing at people. If they are not, all of her links are below. Go subscribe. So there you go. But um, may I just say I am jealous of your hair. My
Thank
hair
you.
is it's getting longer, but it's not nearly that long, and it's like it's crazy. Sorry.
But
Okay.
you have really nice curls. Like your curls are really nice and tight. By tomorrow, my
Oh,
curls will just be.
so and by the way, I think I watched on one of your videos. We'll say hi to everybody in just a minute. This is me and April getting to getting to chat. Do you have this background, don't you? I think
Similar. I
okay.
think mine is like, does yours have like a dark spot at the top where you're looking up at the trees or no?
It
Mine
does
is
not.
more like the trees go around it and then there's like
Okay.
a moon up in the center,
Yeah.
but very
Because
similar.
yeah, I have to say I initially I saw that and I was like, "Oh, April has really good taste, doesn't she?"
I do.
So, there you
I
go.
do.
Well, everyone, please welcome April from Tarot and Witchery for this casual. Are you, and we have not planned much, so it's going to be spontaneous. If people have questions to ask you, are you willing to answer them? With always the with always the I'm not answering that question thing. So
I have no
so put
problem
the
saying no.
okay, good. Well, and I want to make sure that that everybody is aware of that. What are you drinking? May I ask?
I am drinking tea. It's sweet and spicy, decaffeinated,
Hmm.
always decaffeinated. I don't do any caffeine. I cannot. I'm so high strung as it is and high energy. Whoa. Quitting caffeine was one of the best things I ever did.
How long ago was it that you quit caffeine?
4 years.
Okay, cool. Okay, I quit soda about 11 years ago. So that was a really good option. So
Yes.
let's say hi to some people.
Yes.
So we have Tony from Antoinette Intuitive Tarot and Jewelry.
Hi,
Lisa
Tony.
Stevens is here. Hello. Medium Betsy Ross is here. And
Oh, cool.
here's the and by the way, anytime you have a shameless plug, April, plug away because
Okay.
Medium Betsy Palmer is here. And tomorrow, ooh, wait a minute, where is it? Tomorrow, I'm doing a laugh and learn about grounding with Medium Betsy Palmer and Jamie from Wandering Mountain Bardic Path.
Ooh.
So, and don't worry, I have my eyes on you for a perhaps an upcoming laugh and learn. You have a lot of crazy skills, don't you? Well, they're not crazy, but you have a lot of skills. So just say so. Okay. By the way, yes, I'm going to heap praise in your general direction throughout most of the video. So
I'll do my
um,
best to accept it. You know, for all of you out there, how good are you at accepting compliments? It's such an important thing to get good at accepting them. So I know that I struggle with that. So, but thank you.
you're welcome, and that's a perfect answer. Thank you, as well as I'm learning to take compliments. Well done. See, look, people, you're learning already. This is our laugh and learn. So, um, all right. I just jumped a little bit. Yes, I just email. Okay. We match. This is Jane the Seeker, by the way, and lovely Jane the Seeker is I has me on her channel for. Here you go. Tuesdays with Tarot Stash exclusively on Jane the Seeker Tarot. We're really early, so you're still going to be asleep, right? At 6 o'clock a.m.
Uh, oh yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I think that would be what 3 a.m. my time. Sometimes I'm up at that. If my guides get me up, sometimes I get up, but usually I meditate. I don't.
no, you're 3 hours. I'm Eastern. You're Pacific, right?
3 hours.
Okay,
So
so yeah. So it's at 9 my time. So
oh, 6 a.m. Okay.
It's okay. See, this is okay, everybody. I was telling April I was excited. And I was like, I'm too excited. Okay, I'll calm down. Okay. Speaking of Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bard Path. And stay to the end, everybody, because I have an announcement that impacts Jamie, me, and April, and all of you.
Ooh.
Stick around. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to say anything else. Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot is here. Deanne is, this is my newest stash tag, work lurking. She's work lurking, so.
Good for you, Deanne. I'm a work lurker too.
I have the same one April has. Oh, the background, I think. So that's cool. Okay. Dippity Doo, hello. Dippity Doo is looking forward to this chat. And I love it. Emma the Grey is here. Emma the Grey usually work lurks as well. So Aspasia Rising. Beth,
Hi, Beth.
this is April. Beth.
I know Beth and I really want to be like actual personal friends. I wish she lived in the same state because it would happen.
Yeah. Well, and you and Jamie could actually, with a little bit of a travel, you're in the, that's cool. That said, I didn't have caffeine while I was pregnant or nursing, so I went years. Still remember that first warm rush of caffeine afterwards. Yeah. I need a strong soup bowl of extra strength tea to fire up the digestive system in the morning. Connie B, hello. Jane the Seeker just got a dragon's egg, supposed to be good for grounding. Join us tomorrow. Ivana Intuitive. Oh, we have so many people here to see you. Swampy 63, yay. Hello. Everybody like and subscribe. Do that. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm jumping through. I do that to stay small. Me and my smallness. We'll work on that. But I get it. Can I just lurk? You can lurk, and you can lurk if you want. But no lurking. I don't know. See, I'm crazy. Calla Lizzie is here. Needs an IV of coffee. Okay. Jacob is here. Hi, Jacob. I'm glad you're learning a lot. Jacob is a friend of mine, good friend of mine, spiritual student. So this is excellent. Dancing Soul Sister is here. Hello. Chris, Elemental Cartomancy. Hi. Chris, April was just, will you tell Chris what you saw in the soul card that you pulled for me?
I was just looking at that live this morning, and I just got through the first part with the soul card. And for me, what I saw in there was him connecting with people on a spiritual level, or maybe there being a spiritual connection by the heart, and that thread sort of moves through the live. Somehow that connects it, and that energy runs through it. So that's kind of what I was seeing.
I love that, because I'd like to do some more live tarot readings as well, but I also like this stuff, so this is fun. Thank you, Jane the Seeker. Patrice is here. Hello, Patrice. And Patrice, do you know April, Patrice, everybody? So anyhow, okay, so this is a new group of people. So I'm going to ask that $1 million question that everybody see, and Chris said that's beautiful, April. So and yes, Chris, I did tell April that she might want to be in contact with you about perhaps doing a roundtable reading, hashtag plug. April, how long have you been on YouTube?
Gosh, I think I've been on YouTube 4 years. But Tarot and Witchery. So Tarot and Witchery was Ascension in your cards. And then I just decided I do not want to do this. And I completely just changed. So I kind of disappeared and then came back. As a matter of fact, Tarot and Witchery's channelversary will be in September, and I will be doing a fun live, something cool. I don't know. Nice. So stay tuned for that. And then I have another channel that is called Ascension in Your Cards, and it is just tarot readings. And I'm not on there as much as I used to be. I used to do 2 videos a week over there, but
Hmm.
now I kind of am just reading when I feel like it. YouTube was kind of becoming an all-consuming uh,
Yeah.
thing, and I needed to kind of focus on what I really love. So I really love the Tarot and Witchery channel, but I've missed doing the readings on camera. It's kind of fun. So
And you do readings and you put them as a premiere, correct? Is that
um, I,
on Tarot and Witchery?
I did do this last one as a premiere, yes, to kind of
Okay.
see what people had to say or what they thought about it, because I was kind of testing the waters to see if anybody wanted that on the channel. I think I'll probably do a monthly reading,
Hmm.
like at the beginning of every month, to kind of put that on there and just
Nice.
have fun with people. So,
Nice. And okay, everybody, see, I have the, overachiever, but one of the questions I have is so when you do your readings, you have what, 3 layers,
mhm.
and one of those layers is it the universal wink?
I always do a wink from the universe. I always do a wink from the universe at the end, which is kind of your little message, your little wink that you take with you. Because I feel like I feel like we need to have something outside of the reading that kind of comes in and feels a little bit more personal. And I think people can take
Hmm.
the wink, the direction they need to go with it.
I love that. I was excited because that was on my list 2 weeks ago. It was like it was awesome. So,
Oh, good.
um, yeah. Zoe is here. Hi, Zoe. And Naomi has come in. Hello, Naomi. And Medium Betsy Palmer summed it up. What a great group. Hi again to everyone. Ren is doing the work lurking as we do that. Um, so, um, okay, so in one of your videos, you had a 3-story treehouse, and you referred to it as if you don't have dangerous toys in your life or something like that. I was just like going, "Oh my God, I love this person. I'm going to walk over to her house and bring her muffins and tea just so that we could sit in the treehouse." So, um, anyhow,
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just
I,
all
I,
excited.
I do love that. I do love that treehouse. The floor in it is rotten, and we need to fix it, because children come over, and of course they want to go on the treehouse, and we're like, no, not right now. It's super dangerous, but it is great. It just has this slide on it that's like, I mean, it's way too steep, and then it has this abrupt end, and it's metal, so it gets hot. How many of you grew up with metal slides out there?
Yep,
Did
yep.
you take wax paper and go down slides on with wax paper when you were a kid?
Oh no, I never
Oh,
did. We just left layers of skin on it
we
after,
used to take a big piece of wax paper and go down the slides with it to go faster, to try to, like, because you get sweaty and then you kind of stick as you're going down a metal slide.
Hmm.
They don't make metal slides anymore because they get hot, and but
Yeah,
anyway.
I guess. Hmm. So, okay, so Karen is here. Hello, Karen. Thank you. Um, as long as you check the card first, you can keep your Tower and Devil cards. LOL. Those challenges can stay away. She's like that. People are loving the wink idea. So,
Add
I
that
think
to your
that's
reading, because it's really great to get a completely different deck, and just have it be this thing that kind of comes from outside. Sometimes I just barely shuffle, or I'll fan and do it, or just kind of go like this and pull a card out. It's
hmm.
less about, for me anyway, it's less about kind of shuffling and putting my intent in there, but it's rather about trusting the universe to say something that I need, or the querent needs to hear right now. So I love it.
Yeah, yeah. How
Do you do
long have
anything
you
like
been?
that? Oh, sorry. Do you do anything
Go
like that?
ahead.
Do you?
Yes, I will. What I will oftentimes do is when I'm in person and I've done a reading, I will shuffle the deck and I'm going to go, okay, pick one card. This is what the universe wants you to remember.
Oh,
And
God.
I would say 7 times out of 10, it is a card that they pulled during the reading. And I think that's a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, I love
So,
that.
so sometimes I will actually look at the bottom of the deck, and I've heard that I've heard people to refer to that as the shadow card. Um, but Jeffrey and I, my fiance, we call it something else to consider. So, and you know,
I do
there's
that I will do that as the last card. As a matter of fact, I have a 2-minute tarot. That's another series I do. 2-minute tarot tips coming out on the last card you draw, and just kind of talking about that, different ideas for the last card that you draw.
so everybody should basically like and subscribe so that they can spend 2 minutes to get additional information
Yeah.
to up their game.
Yep.
People, don't make me get my tiny hands out and you know, teach you a lesson. So
I don't have a tiny hand, but I do have my how do I do this? There we go.
oh, look at that.
My metal
I'll
hand.
take that. Oh, I
Metal
love
hand.
that. That great way to, that's the one where you get, you know, people, you know, you've been given the notes that you're supposed to take, you know, it's like, I love that. So yeah, hands up. So anybody, if you have questions, please please put them in capital letters. Yes. So I'm glad you understand that. So
I speak
yeah, Jane is going into full screen lurker mode. I think we're on her TV now. It's sort of scary. So, how long have you been doing tarot, really?
Okay, so I started reading tarot when I was like 22, really. I would say that's when it really kind of was a thing for me. And I went through a period there where I read it all the time, but I didn't study it with a book at that point. So
Okay.
I was just a completely intuitive reader.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out with the Witch's Tarot, which is God, that deck. Oh my gosh. And the Mother Peace Tarot. And yeah, and so I just completely read without the
This
book.
one,
Is that the original?
the
It
Canon
looks,
Read, yes.
yep, yep. And
Yeah.
it's got some funny cards in there. It's in my I just recorded that hashtag Tarot 2022 that Simon did. And
Uh-huh.
I whip those cards out and show them, and I have to laugh at that deck. But you know, at that time we didn't have a lot of stuff, and it was
That's
different
right.
and it was new. And so and then actually I went into Christianity and kind of
Mm-hmm.
went away from paganism for a while and went into this really the prophetic movement in the church, this esoteric Jesus, this idea of like getting
Uh-huh.
into trance-like states in order
Uh-huh.
to pull messages out of the spirit. So I didn't read for 10 years. I just
Uh-huh.
completely didn't read. And then I would say, oh gosh, it was around 40, so 10 years ago that I started really getting back into cards. That was about the time that I finally was like, I'm never going to fit here. And I'd had more than one invitation to that. I was invited to go to a different church several times.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Wow.
yeah,
Oh my goch. Okay.
which
Bye.
is
You're not welcome here anymore.
we think there's might be some other place that's a better fit for you. Which, you know what? I'm such a funny person because I was not insulted at all. I'm such a like, I'm on a spiritual journey that I was like, oh, okay, it's time to go somewhere else and I'm
There
done.
you go. Mm-hmm.
But
I love that.
so about 10 years ago, I really started diving back into cards and then I actually started studying. Then I started getting like books and everything. Cause I mean, I was broke as a church mouse at 22 with, I was a
Mm-hmm.
single parent. And, you know, back then, I don't even know. I remember buying that deck, the Witch's Tarot, with it didn't come in a set with a book. It just was just the deck. So
Yeah, because Beth asked, you started with Witches by Canon Reed or the Ellen Dugan? And the I think this is the no, this is the that's the Witch's Wisdom. So, but it's this one you said,
I think
right?
it's that one. It looks like it to me. Yeah. 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 You know,
Were
maybe
all
it's,
of the court or were all of the court cards are pretty much the same? They just changed the color.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it's this
Like,
one.
yeah. Hmm.
So okay.
With the pentacle on the back, the pentagram on the back of the card.
Yes.
Yes.
Here, I can be a good host. And Jane said, "Dang, you dragged me out of lurker mode. Are the majors in reverse order and the witch's tarot? I don't think they are. This is that one. Um, yeah, this is it.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
There's the king. Yeah, it's it is an interesting historic view of the tarot, especially for when it was created. I think so. Anyhow, okay. I'm trying to do this. I wonder how many who walked away from come back in their early 40s. I'm watching it. It's a. I'm noticing it's a common age in stories about when people come back to tarot.
Mhm.
So 40.
How
All
long have you
right.
been reading for, Gerald?
I've been reading for about 25 years.
Wow.
So, and I did it pretty regularly, and then I took probably about I took a 5 or 6 year break, and then it just sort of picked up again. And it's the timing was right, and we all have different spiritual experiences and different journeys, and we get curious about other things. And I'm like going, I'm thinking. So I decided I was going to focus my attention on something else. And I'm a person who, if I want to focus my attention, I need to put the other things away because I'm easily distracted. So I don't know if you're like that, but it's one of those things. So,
Oh, I like to have like 20 irons in the fire, but I do better when I'm more myopic.
okay. Um, okay. So you have a lot of irons in the fire. So you have tarot and witchery. So say a little bit about the witchery.
You know, I wanted to share a little bit about my magical path. So I added that in, and I've been trying to kind of link a little bit more of that in because I've been so focused on tarot on my channel. But for me, magic is so accessible to everyone. And, you know, I really wanted to talk about how uh, individual my path is and how individual everyone else's path can be, and how right it
Hmm.
is for each one of us to discover our own magic, our own magical path, what's magical to us, excuse me, how we connect with the sparkle in the world around us, the twinkle, as I like
Nice.
to say, keep everything
Uh-huh.
twinkling. To me, I guess I just want to be sharing about my walk and my path and how I plug into that in every day in every way, styles and uh, what's the word I'm looking for? MOs, like the ways in which I plug in. So I just feel like it's so much more accessible than maybe it felt when I was getting involved in it at like
Hmm.
18 or 17, you know, when all we had was Cunningham and just a handful. It was so rigid back then.
Yes.
And now I feel like it's so open. How about you?
Well, and I agree with you. I am grateful that there's so much opportunity to hear from different people's experiences because my experiences are different than yours. They are equally as powerful, and when we share those experiences with each other, I think we multiply that power of that. That's why I really like
Mhm.
doing something like this. I get to know you, and something you say may help somebody who's watching this playback in 2 years, and they go, oh, I never would have thought of that. And that's exactly the thing that they need to help them on their next step. So, um, okay, I'm going to answer your question in just a second. Jane the Seeker asked, are you a life five, April? Life path five? Do you know your numerology?
I do not know what my life path. There's so many numerology systems out there. My tarot card is 8.
Okay.
So, what system are you talking about? I guess it'd be my.
I think it's probably that one. That's what I'm thinking. It's the your birth month plus birthday plus full birth year. You narrow
Mhm.
that down to get it to a single digit.
Yeah, 8. So strength
Okay,
and justice. You get
there you
2.
go. Um, this is 1985, Dancing Soul Sister. 1995, sorry. Oh, geez. 1985. 80s were fun, weren't they? You weren't alive yet.
Me, I was
So,
alive. 72.
okay, all right. Okay. Jeez. See, I think you're so much younger than me. I think you're like in your late 30s. And when you said that thing about, when you said that thing, well, and maybe that's the witchery part of it because you connect. So, I mean, and genuinely, I think when we connect with those things that bring us joy and things that connect us to the spirit, whatever we want to call it, that glitter or shimmer around us, I think that, um, yeah, it just invigorates us. So, that said, I started reading tarot in my 20s, then had 4 kids, and then came back to it in my late 40s. Yep. Um, okay, I'm just getting caught up. Like to,
It's not so easy to read tarot with kids running around going, "Mommy, mommy," and grabbing everything.
no, no. I mean, do, do your children know what you do with tarot?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any children, so.
So I have 5 kids, and so yeah, I have 5. 2 that I made, 2 that I made, yeah, 2 that I made, and 3 that I was lucky enough to marry into. So I've got 5 kids, and yeah, they know I'm a witch. It's fine. And I have one daughter that's super witchy and reads tarot, and
Hmm. That's cool.
mhm.
Do you ever read together? Read the cards together or
No,
do witchy stuff together?
um, not. I mean, I read their cards. They'll ask me to read their cards, like when we have like girls' weekends away. I'll
Hmm.
read their cards, but no, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about having my one daughter on a live at some point and talking about witchcraft in her generation and how she feels about it in her community,
Oh,
to kind of do this kind of multi-generational thing. I thought that might be kind of fun at some point.
I would love that. That would be very, very interesting, especially because we can have the generations. The younger generations can learn from generations who are practicing more openly, whereas previously, I'm going to say my grandparents or great grandparents, they may not have been witches per se, but they could have been wise women.
Mhm.
They could have had a bit of that energy. Is that making sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I don't think
So
that was a term that was widely accepted maybe in the 50s and 60s as much, even 70s.
yeah. Um,
But there's a witch in
okay.
all of us. I think there's a witch in all
Say
of us.
say a little bit more about that. What does that mean?
I think that there is an active part of us that reaches out to the universe to touch the magical parts of life, the part of life that is esoteric. I think there's an esoteric side in each one of us. And I think the
Hmm.
more that we dive into that, and it's funny because I don't necessarily identify as a witch. Um, and I've talked about this before. Um, I don't like labels. I feel hemmed in by labels, so I
Hmm.
tend not to have labels like that. But I think the more that we allow ourselves to kind of channel our, for lack of better words, our inner witch, the more we come into contact with who we really are and our connectedness to what's around us. And I feel like the older we get, hopefully, the more connected we feel to the world around us as we get used to being in our spacesuits here, because it's not easy being incarnated all the time.
No, it's not. Pamela Batchelor. Hello, Pamela. I'm very new to witchery. So new, I know extremely little. There is a lot of witchy energy in this area of Asheville, North Carolina. I'm getting
Ooh,
my
yes,
feet
it
wet. And I have to say, congratulations for you to be to noticing that that type of energy. I think that's really important. Jane the Seeker totally agrees, April. So, and by the way, we had a troll in the chat, so it was you know quite provocative.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have more power over people than what you realize, April. Just saying. Um,
I didn't see
Mark
it. I'm
asked.
not watching the chat, so
Good, we took care of it. About five of us were on it. It's
okay.
like, no, leave us alone. Mark Astro Tarot is here. Hello. Um, um, do you have you met Mark,
I have
April?
not.
Okay. I had the pleasure of having Mark on my channel where we did I think it was 7 must-haves of his ideal reading deck. And really very engaging. And I'm fortunate, I think you are too. People who are watching your videos and commenting on them, they're picking up a lot of things, especially in readings where you were like, I didn't necessarily see that. That's a really interesting insight. I mean, is that just me? I get that a lot. Did that make any sense at all? I'm going to take a sip of water. I don't know about you all. I mean, is there any energy in here? April's like, Gerald, what are you doing? This is, the energy's fine. This is nothing to
The
do.
energy's great. Yeah, I'm loving it. Um, I didn't quite discern your question in there.
This is the reality of Gerald, who is like going, I've had my first cup of coffee, and
I
I'm like
would
going,
like to believe. I would like to believe that when people come to my channel, they feel inspired to follow their inner wisdom, and then hopefully I'm giving them a different way to look at things, and it just spurs them on their own path and opens them up to think about things differently. So
hmm
I would hope that.
and Mark said April commented on my new video the other day and gave me some helpful advice.
Oh, I see who you are now. I'm like, I have that little tiny, yeah.
It's okay. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I
see,
actually, I really like your channel, Mark. I love how you've been doing card by card because I had wanted to do the unfair comparisons and I thought this is just too much to do all at once. And I thought maybe I'll do the same thing. So I hope you don't mind. I might piggyback on there. I kind of do. I have been doing the cards, but not necessarily my favorites. I love the format that you use on there. So
it's fun.
I
It's
do
fun.
watch.
Varying Redbeard is here. Hello. So yeah, mustache fight. Yeah, there's okay. So I'm not the only one who's feeling the energy here. So, and you're used to that energy, April. So there you go. Um, if
So
they're
wait,
okay,
wait, that was Lisa on there. So I'm going to do a plug here real quick. Lisa,
yes.
thank you so much. I want you to email me, by the way, because I'd love to send you a thank you. Lisa helped me to name my new series that I'm doing, my new series of lives that I'm doing.
Do tell. Do
Yes,
tell.
it's called Tarot Quest, and it is a game that we play with guests where they draw the cards and the tarot cards actually ask the questions to them
Ooh.
to answer. So my first one is this Wednesday, and it's with Emma Zhang, sorry, Emma Zhang. And do you have her deck laying around there? Look at this.
Of
He's
course
so
I
good.
do. It's
There
the
we
Dream Vision
go.
Tarot.
Look at that.
Yep.
He's got it. I'm really excited. She was willing to come on at the last minute. I've been wanting to do this. I do have some other people lined up, and hopefully we can convince Gerald to come on at some point. But
Okay.
come play along because I want all of you to come do my live. It's on this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. What is that? 2
I think
p.m. 2
that's two.
p.m.
Yes.
2
Mm-hmm.
Eastern, and then 7 p.m. British time. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll play along, and we'll get to learn a lot about Emma and the cards. And I've got some like cheeky twists. This is a game, so there's some twists and turns in there. So come join me.
See? So like and subscribe, people. And Mark has said, have at it. April. He said April. I meant. So would love to see your various cards. So that takes a lot of planning on doing something like that. It's like holy mackerel. I don't know if I have that much planning power in me. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's I do when I do deck casuals, I do a lot of prep for it. It's like, oh well, I'm rambling. Finn Galloway is here. Always inspired by the quality of your content, April. Can
Thank
tell you
you.
really love the cards and what you get out of tarot. And Lisa's like, my pleasure. So,
Yeah.
um,
Lisa, you gave me a bunch of names, and I almost went Tarot Quest with the guest, but I liked just Tarot Quest. But
I think
I like
that's great.
I
I
love
think
it.
it's
So,
great. Um, okay, and this sort of this doesn't sort of it bleeds into one of the questions that I had, and I have this written down. Besides well-edited videos, what can viewers expect to see on your YouTube channel?
ah. Well, more witchy stuff. I am coming around to talking a little bit more about witchy stuff. And I do a monthly retrospective, which is my life in tarot. And that is where I kind of talk about my favorites for the month, but a little bit with a twist where I weave in
Mm-hmm.
there kind of what I see was if my life were translated into a tarot reading for the month, what would the cards be? And then I talk about those cards in relationship to my life. So I've got that, and I've got some lives coming up. I'm going to be doing these lives once a month, I think, once a month. And then, of course, I have 2 Minute
Mm-hmm.
Tarot. And I know a lot of you haven't really discovered that because my face isn't on it. And people are always surprised when they click that thumbnail and it's me. But 2 Minute Tarot tips. Learning, we'll always be learning together. We'll always be laughing together. We'll always be playing together. And I hope that I always inspire everybody to discover themselves in fresh ways and to play more with life. Let's play a little bit more.
Yes.
My mom passed away 10 years ago, and her dying words to me were, have more fun.
Wow.
So,
Have
have
more
more fun.
fun.
She said, I thought I'd have more time to have more fun, have more fun. So,
Wow. Wow. That's beautiful. I'm getting tingles all from that. So that's amazing. Yeah, okay. I'm downloading information. Thanks, April. I'll share it with you later.
yeah, have more
Um,
fun with life. Have more fun with your channel. Have more fun with yourself. I mean, have more fun with your family, your friends. Have more fun
mhm.
with your pets. My gosh, just
Yes.
wherever you can squeeze fun in, have fun. Really.
And and I want to add to that. Fun is something that shifts the energy and that laughter, and it elevates it. And sometimes we need a giggle to really help us move through some of the most difficult times. And
Mhm.
it doesn't lessen the seriousness of it. It elevates our ability to deal with it. So
Yeah,
um,
definitely. I agree. Levity is wonderful medicine.
yeah, you heard it here first, people. Do it. Do it. Okay. Tony asks, how do you run a farm and tarot and YouTube and home?
I also work at my husband's law office, so throw that one in there. So our farm is our
I'm just
farm
like,
Yeah, our farm is perennials. It's perennial agriculture, so it's a lot easier to do since it's fruit trees and Christmas trees. And we're working on a lavender labyrinth, so that's just going to be like again perennials. So it's
uh-huh.
kind of seasonal, but it's still a lot of work. I used to have a pasture-raised, organic, free-range chicken egg farm, a no-kill chicken egg farm. So I had used to have like
Hmm.
600 birds out here.
Okay.
That was a lot of work, and that blew my shoulders out lifting 2,500 pounds of feed over my head every 22 21 days. I was done.
Wow.
um, But yeah,
Wow.
for me, I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy. So I work 2 days. I work 2 days at the law office. Um, and we help people get their Social Security disability benefits to
Uh,
navigate that system.
uh-huh.
Uh, so again, I'm working with people there, encouraging them as they're going through a difficult time in their life. And then I have the rest of the time, I have the rest of the week to kind of work on tarot and do readings. And I have a lot of energy. I always have. I've got a lot of creative energy. If I'm not
Hmm.
creating, I'm not happy.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
just like I said, I have a lot of irons in the fire. I like that. I like my ADD. I like going from jumping from one
Yeah.
box to the next.
Yeah.
Gerald, do you actually work, or do you have another
I'm
job
actually
outside of this?
I'm retired. I retired at the end of 2019 after 32 years of service with my local library. It's going to take the winter off and then get married in June of 2020. And then I had about, yeah, took the winter off, had about 2 weeks before the world shut down. And it's like, okay. So I am, and again, this is interesting. I am a hardcore extrovert. Surprise. I know. Everybody take a breath. It's okay. But because I used to supervise like 16 people, I used to answer phones. So I was constantly talking to people. I knew lots of things. So it's been a rough 2 years and getting used to suddenly being a somebody who was always active and answering people's questions, dealing with about a lot of irons in the fire, to having no irons in the fire, and it's like okay, so I think that's part of the reason that I really went into YouTube
Yeah.
and did that. So
I've
it's been
wondered how you
great.
can do this. I've really kind of wondered. I'm like, this is a lot of, so for me, I'm an introvert. So, I go to work 2 days a week and then I'm out here in the country where I can get my feet on the ground all the time and my hands in the dirt, and I'm all alone. I don't have any
Hmm.
kids at home anymore. So I'm all by myself. And I'm amazed at your ability to do this much, these many
Hmm.
lives as you do. So it really makes sense that you are such an extrovert. And did you end
and
up getting married?
No. So we postponed it. So, sometime in the future, stay tuned. It'll all be good. It'll all be good. So, um, okay, catching up on chat because there's very active chat, April. So beautiful, incredible, April. Yes. Yay, mom. Loving words. It vibrates, positive energy and fun vibrates faster,
Yeah,
higher.
joy.
Mom's words give goosebumps. And okay, we just jumped. So I agree. Laughter is a wonderful and quick energy shifter.
Yes.
Yes, overachiever contender. I am hashtag overachiever. Lavender labyrinth sounds wonderful. Somebody's talked about that. Yeah. Oh, okay. So everybody's like going, that's impressive. So 2 days, and I would imagine because of your positivity and your ability to have fun, you probably get a lot of work done in the 2 days that you're there, and you help a lot of people. And I would imagine this has been my experience when I go in with an attitude of this is going to be fun, it's all going to work out. It works out and goes much quicker than expected.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So,
for sure. You get into that flow. And you know what, you guys? I actually mail my clients cards. So I
oh,
have some decks that I pick up that kind of have just kind of a little bit more middle of the road sayings on them. And,
hmm,
I mail those to our clients. So I even do cards at work. So,
how awesome is that? Yeah. Yeah, Patrice said, Gerald, you're back to having all the irons in the fire, Tarot to superstar. Um,
card.
uh, Jane the Seeker calls it, well, we laugh, it's the Tarot Stash World Tour. So I like to host on Mondays and Tuesdays, but I like to um, I like to visit other people's channels. I like to read with other people. The energy exchange is phenomenal. So I think that's great. So
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know
got to
where.
get on some, I've got to get in on some of these like live readings with other people because I think it would be really fun to ping off of each other. Be super fun.
Okay. Good, because I would love to have you join me for um, Long Stash. We did the Llamas readings last Tuesday, where
Mhm.
three readers. It was Richie from Longman Tarot, Kelly from Dozen Cats for me, and me, and we were reading. We were doing a 3 card spread, and then I rotated positions. The person who read for each position. So there were 3 positions. Let's say you would read the first position, I would read the second, Richie would read it, and then we would rotate it. So then you would read the second position,
Oh,
Richie would
okay.
read the third position, and I would read the first position. And
That's fun.
so, and it was a lot of fun, and it's a great way to, um, I love to see that energy build and exchange, from across the world. Richie's on, in England. So, oh, look, you are a miracle. There you go. So, um, so you have a dog, is that correct?
I have 2 dogs. One
Okay.
that's a border collie and very anxious and always needs a job, likes to be bossed around constantly to feel secure. If you have a border
Mm-hmm.
collie or some kind of collie or herding dog, you probably know what I'm talking about. Shout out to all you herd dog owners out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Hagrid, and he's my
Okay.
Pomeranian, and you've probably seen him on my channel. And boy, is he a barker! He's full of personality, and he's out barking right now under the trees, talking to the squirrels. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
That's his job.
Yes.
How about you? Do
Yes.
you have
Yes.
pets?
We have one dog, Maddie. Our boxer, Hugo, passed away last year on
Oh,
a year ago Friday. And if you've ever had a boxer, energy like a 2-year-old for their entire life, it was amazing. And if anything, any food came near the ground, I didn't have to clean it up. I mean, it's like, but yeah. And Hugo is not a herder or a working dog, but loved to be told what to do. Like to sit, like to wait. He responded very well to his training, and I responded very well to training him, because it works. So I would also imagine, with all of those animals and those plants, because you are having joy, you're probably got good crops and very, very healthy animals. Am I wrong?
yeah, except Hagrid's a little accident prone. It's been a very
Oh,
expensive year for him. We came home and he
oh,
gashed his back open and had to go to the emergency vet for that. And then um, the neighbor dog popped his eyeball out. That was expensive too. It's been an
oh
expensive year
my.
for Hagrid. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we love
Oh my God.
you.
Yes.
So what, hey,
Well,
let me ask you, what are you reading with right now? I'm kind of curious. What's your favorite deck right now or favorite decks? 'Cause everybody
well,
loves a deck.
yes, everybody does love a deck. I am, okay, here, see, I am reading with the Journey of the Sacred Bee.
Oh, nice.
This is a very nice one. I'm doing a deck casual with this deck, the La Corte de Toroki. And I have oh, here, this is what's on my table, because I have a deck casual on Sunday with Brian from Blushing Nerd Tarot and Ben from Beneficial Tarot. I am also, because you're asking me the question I was going to ask you.
No.
I am reading. So get ready to answer it too. I'm reading with that. I'm reading with the Tarot Avatara. How many is too
Oh,
many cards?
are you liking that? What do you think of that? I've been intrigued by this one.
I This is going to be a deck casual, and I know Jamie Wandering Mountain Bardi Path needs to be here with me on it. It is such an evocative deck because of the power that has gone into creating the images.
Mhm.
It's not the initial, oh, well, this is the Six of Swords. It's, oh, that's the Six of Swords. Okay, I hadn't really thought about that aspect of the Six of Swords.
Nice.
So,
I love decks like that.
yeah, yeah. And I was watching your, was it Happy Decks, your VR to that, where,
Mhm.
and it makes sense to me because people have to watch that video, but you are all the happy. So you don't need a deck to be happy. So, but it's such an evocative deck, and it's a
I
pleasure
love
to
the color.
shuffle. The colors are grand. I mean, look at the backs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really interesting. So, and Gabby Angus West, a good guidebook too.
Nice.
So I'm like that. And there was one other deck which is not where it should be. Well, I'm using the Dream Visions Tarot, and I just got this. I don't do a whole lot of oracles. Everybody needs to stay tuned for October because I have an idea about oracle cards. But I am using the Feel Your Chakras Oracle deck by Andy Taylor. She is the creator of the Tarot of Feeling. And this deck, do you do much with chakras?
Uh, in meditation, but not with cards or anything. So yeah, but in
Okay.
meditation.
And so this, it's a hefty deck. It's a hefty
Yeah.
oracle deck. And it's set up with each of the chakras. And then it's like gives you an overactive, underactive, and balanced. And it's like, so your heart chakra, I love, but lose sense of my personal boundaries. So it's
Mm.
a, here's balance. I love unconditionally, and I love and have connection. So these are really, really wonderful cards. So very, very interesting. Like, um,
There's
but
your
yeah,
throat. Yeah, I love that.
yep. Yeah, it's great.
Mhm.
Catching up in chat. Jamie, Wandering Mountain Bardic Path said Terra Avatar is my most favorite right now. And so, yeah. Kristen Louise is here. Hello, Kristen Louise. And it's very different imagery reading wise for the Tarot Avatara. It came from Australia, so it was a bit pricey. But and it's the same creator of the as the Bonefire Tarot. So Gabby
Which I
Angus
have been,
West.
that's that one I've definitely been thinking I want to get. So
Mass market, and I modified mine, and I'm pleased with the modifications. So yeah, Frida
so
Kahlo.
Gerald, borders or no borders?
I prefer no borders. However, a well-placed border, like in the Intuitive Night Goddess, where it's all black, helps the image pop more directly. What about you? Borders or no borders?
No borders. It's a rare border that I like, honestly.
Uh-huh.
I feel like no border helps me when I'm laying out the cards for it to create a cohesive picture as well, instead of having those divisions between the cards. If you're stuck on a reading, I always say push the cards together and see if they make a scene and how that feels. So,
Absolutely.
not having that border on there. But, every once in a while I do find a border that I think's lovely or complements the artwork.
Mm-hmm. What is on your table right now? What are your favorites to be reading with?
Well, in July, I did not read. Um,
Okay.
I took a month off from reading. I did a little bit of draws, like working with my Before You Buys. So I'm just
Uh-huh.
kind of thinking, and I needed to do that. How many of you out there sometimes just need to take a break and just like For me, I really needed to be experiencing life. And so July was very much about going from experience to experience and being
Hmm.
absorbed in that in order to kind of get a little bit more lighthearted and just glean a little bit more joy. But that being said, um, this right here, gosh, sorry, I'm going to use this, the
Oh yes, the
transient light
transient
tarot.
light. Hmm. I
Um,
have that one.
do you? Yes. So
Hmm.
this is very different for me. And it's been fun for me to experiment. I've been liking it, and I'm doing a before you buy on this, which I'll be comparing.
Oh,
Um,
good.
and then always, you guys, always Super Lunaris.
Hmm.
Super Lunaris. Love the Super Lunaris. If you don't have it, it's just, how do I do this? Jeez Louise. Sorry. Where's my
Yeah,
camera?
it's a,
There we go.
it's
Um,
weird.
yeah, I mean, I just love Super Lunaris. It's probably my number one go-to reader deck. Like, I just feel like I don't have to work at all with this deck. But then also this right here, the original tarot.
Oh, okay. I don't
And
know that one.
it's just a Rider Waite clone. I'm a bit of a magpie, you guys. So it's gilded, which I know some of you do not like, especially riffle
Mm-hmm.
shufflers. I am not a riffle shuffler, as we know.
I
But they
am. I
are,
am.
yes, you are. And a lot of people love it, and that's great. It's just not for me. I have an auditory
Hmm.
thing, so it's just too much for me. But I
Sure.
wish we could really see these are like all foil. Um,
Oh, yeah.
they're super shiny, and then the backs are brown. Whoops, the backs are brown, and
Hmm.
brown is like one of my favorite colors. So it's just a Rider Waite clone. But I do have to say, it's totally cleaned up. It's really
Hmm.
the images are very, very crisp.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, so just is that boring, you guys? Just a good old RWS clone.
No, it's not boring. It's not boring because um, when we connect to that RWS clone, it just opens up. I mean, because I'm a firm believer that I am an intuitive reader, although I've studied, so I can layer the historic meaning with my intuitive flashes and weave together. So, okay, a lot of love for. Okay, so catching up. Um, Nancy Paper Moon Tarot was disappointed with the shiny cardboardy cardstock of Bonefire. The Tarot Avatara cardstock is the Kickstarter that I have has a linen-y finish, and
Okay.
it's quite nice. And lots of love for the Super Lunaris. Super Lunaris. I loved seeing you read with it on your channel, April, on your video, April. So um, I'm loving Tarot Vintage for my RWS. Love it. And MA the Gray said, not boring at all. I was drawn to use only my RWS for 2 months. So, but um, I have the RW. I mean, I have the Super Lunaris, and I have both editions of it. I've not been drawn to use it,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah,
Why not? What is it about it? Is it the collage style? What is it?
no, I love me a collage style deck. Love me a collage style deck. I think what it is um okay, maybe I'm very simple, but a lot of people loved it, and a lot of people were talking about it, and a lot of people were using it. So I was contrary. So I'm like, well, everybody read Harry Potter. I did not read Harry Potter when everybody else was. Okay. So go ahead, laugh out loud. It's all right. I
I
mean,
am laughing out loud. I
yeah,
hope you can hear me.
I'm just like going, so, and I think part of what happened is because I got the first edition, it was darker and it was hard to read the images, and that
Okay.
sort of turned me off. So, but
It's hard, I've had it where I crack open a deck and it could be where I'm at in the moment or something, and it just strikes me the wrong way, and it can sit on my shelf for a while before I pick it up and go, oh, I actually like this, or no, I was totally right. It's not me. But I've
mhm.
had that where I just kind of get turned off and I need to, there's a thing to divine timing. And sometimes it's just not the right deck for where
Absolutely.
you're at.
Absolutely. Oh, and the other one that I've been reading with is the Ellis Tarot. I just was on Richie's channel where I did a conversation about the Ellis Tarot. Have you seen this one?
I have not. Let me see some of those
Um,
cards. Break it out.
yes. Um, shiny. Here's the
Hmm.
back, and the cards are actually quite. They're like paper cuts, and Art Deco-y. So not for everybody, but it's one of those things that it's when I look at it all together, it's like, oh yeah, I get it. It makes
It's
sense, and it's a
interesting.
good read.
I like some of the lettering on it. Like that was interesting on the world, you know, how the world had it LD was big.
Yep, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not for everyone, but it works for me. So this is the other one that I've been using a lot. So
So you
um,
guys look, here's this. I was at Pagan Pride yesterday and I thought, God, I gotta figure out where the dang thing is. Um, and I picked up this deck. Has anybody seen it? Tarot of Carlotides.
no.
Okay, so I go to this booth at Pagan Pride Festival, and I'm like, there's no way, there's not going to be anything there I want. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to get a deck. And then I go over, and this deck was there. Now, first of all, I love stuff like this. Look at the inside of the tuck box; it's so pretty.
Oh yes, love
Just the
that.
look, I love the details. I mean, that's one of the things about getting a new deck is the experience of it. So here are the backs, and then the fronts. It's really. Oh, we don't want that. It's really different. Let me just figure out where the heck the camera is on here. There we go. It's really
Oh.
different. It is from a publishing company in Spain, which I've never
Hmm.
heard of. And I'm going to Spain in October, so I thought this may be the deck that I take with me to Spain.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but it's got a bit. It's folk arty to me, and it's honestly a little bit more minimalist than I usually go for.
Uh-huh.
However, I don't know. It's the folk art sort of style of it that sort of there's something mythic about it. I mean, look at this card, you guys. Look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
I mean,
people actually have gotten that deck recently. They've purchased it.
okay,
So,
so I had never seen it, and I was really happy that she had every deck out that was there, and I picked it up. So I will be diving into this, and I'm really excited to be getting into this one. So anybody
mm.
here have it?
Yeah.
Anybody have it?
Okay. Is it a Fournier deck?
Yep. It's a
Okay.
Fournier deck. Yep.
Yep. Dancing Soul Sister, Aspasia Rising Beth, Dancing Soul Sister,
Let's see what the copyright is on this.
Patrice.
2021.
Okay.
And
Thank you, Lisa
published in
Stevens.
published in Naples. So that's
Love
interesting.
that.
It says, yeah. It says, oh, I guess boy, these are so long, these addresses. It says
Oh, yeah.
Spain.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm excited about it.
Is that the most recent deck that you've received?
Yeah, because I was yesterday.
Okay.
That was
So
the most.
this is my most recent deck, the
Ooh, it's
Unfolding Path.
sparkly.
Just got it, and I just opened the box. Here's this, and I still have the paper sleeve on it. You want to see some cards?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he asked knowingly. So there's the backs,
Oh, lovely.
and
How important are backs to you, Gerald?
I don't read the backs of the decks, so
A
it's like a
bonus?
frame. It's a bonus. It's like a frame around a picture for me. So,
So I'm
um,
supposed to be receiving this tarot myself. So I'm like, okay,
okay.
anything else?
So,
Yeah. And that card
um,
right there sold me on it. The High Priestess.
oh,
That
okay.
that card, I saw that card and thought, I love this. I love the white that she did white around the edge
Hmm.
too. So it's a border,
Yes.
but not a border.
Yes. I love that too. It's great. So I won't go through all of these. So um, uh, R. Isaacs said the card stock is something to behold. It's a nice little card stock. Um, so
Well, you never know. After I work with it, you work with it, we find someone else. Maybe we do a casual on this one.
okay,
Look at me
love it.
forcing myself on Gerald.
This is going to be mutually beneficial. I could see us going back and forth, and because I'm going to have you on to do some readings, and we'll get a third for that. So, and
God,
Beth
it's
says,
so beautiful. I'm so excited to get this deck. I saw it and it was like one of those where it did not take me much deliberation to be like backing. Yes.
well, and a friend of mine actually was saying it reminded them of the Light Seers,
Oh, interesting.
just with some of the perspective, and I could, oh, look, yeah, I get a similar feel from them. So it could work.
You all know how I feel about the light seers. It's like I don't want to like it because it's so, and I'm going to use this word, just pedestrian, but it's such a great reader and it's so well done. It's just it really
Yes.
is. Let's just say it. It really is. Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh, I got the runic deck with it as well, Jane, or Tony. And it's not easy to force yourself on Gerald. He's easy. Shh, don't tell everybody, Nancy. Yeah, the
I
runic
that's how
familiars.
I was like Gerald. He kind of I was hoping I'd get an invitation, and then he had said something in passing, and I almost wrote you an email at that time, and I thought, oh wait, and then you were on and said something that I was like, dang, I want to come on your show.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. And I'm glad you did. And thank you for your patience because apparently I do not know how to type an email correctly with dates in it. So now I checked them 3 times.
You
Ugh,
tried to play
so
Mercury, but there was no retrograde.
I no, it's all good. Oh my goodness, how beautiful. Where can we get it? That is the it just came out from Kickstarter. So the unfolding path, you have to check. Somebody added it, I think.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
April,
She's probably got something. Oh, what's this?
April, do you have the textured tarot? That deck has incredible High Priestess.
So I'm waiting for it to come through the mail to me. I actually went ahead and ordered that one too because I saw it and thought I just love this in there. And so another one that I was like, oh yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm waiting.
Yeah,
It's been a while, gosh, but I think it's
yeah,
coming from abroad. So
yeah. Does remind R. Isaacs of Light Seers. I was actually a person who I didn't get the Light Seers. I bought it later, and I bought it from Hay House because it was on sale. Because I was ordering the Muse Tarot. Because the Muse Tarot, I worked with that for a long time before I even picked up the Light Seers. So
oh,
we
interesting.
do. Yeah, yeah. Beth has a love-hate thing with Light Seers.
I
So,
actually discovered I was missing a card on my light seers. I'm like, how long have I been reading with this without this card?
oh my gosh.
And so I just reordered it. I actually got it from Diane Jarecki was selling a brand new deck, but she'd had it. So it was kind of cool to kind of get something that sat at someone else's house, another reader's house. So I have my
Uh-huh.
replacement.
That's good. Thank you, Lisa Stevens. Did
Well,
anyone else back Terra of Oneness? That kind of reminds me of Light Seers. I did not.
I did not. Yeah.
And Mark AstroTerra said, same here, Beth. Light Seers. Swords as birds keeps me coming back.
Anybody
So
intrigued by the Mirror Tarot that's up on Kickstarter right now?
I have
I'm
it.
like, you have the Mirror Tarot?
I
It might
don't.
be the,
No, I
oh,
don't.
okay. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
like this close. It's they're non-illuminated pips, but they're gilded. Anyway, so
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, you guys,
Um,
everybody in the chat, tell me something magical that's happened to you lately, or some bit of
love this.
sparkle that you have seen in your daily life, or something that's happened. Let's hear it. And Gerald, be thinking about this one.
Come on,
Something
everybody.
else.
We're watching. We're looking.
Yeah, I want to see.
So, of course, I have to adjust my glasses because I'm supposed to wear my glasses like this, but then I can't see you or the
Yeah,
chat. So,
that's what I end up going up and down. I just went in and they said, "Oh, your old glasses are too strong," because I'm like, I can't, I mean, I can't get them any further down my nose. And these are
mm.
bifocals.
So are mine. Medium Betsy Palmer said I had a pixie present to me at work Friday.
Ooh,
That's pretty exciting.
that sounds sparkly.
Yes. The cardinal that appears when I'm needing advice from my dad who passed.
Oh, I
Isn't that?
love omens like that. When you have personal omens that are just linked to a loved one or something. Ah, that is
Love
so
that.
special.
So I disagree with you, Kristen Louise. Things have been low key for me this summer. Nothing too magical happening. Look
Hmm.
harder. Stop,
Yeah,
So
there's some sparkle just waiting for you. Don't
yeah.
miss the sparkles.
hmm The beautiful weather we're having in the UK, yes.
Is it
Um,
finally
and
cooling off a bit there?
I
That's
believe so, yeah. Um, okay. And I survived 8 days of 12-hour shifts on
oh my
call,
gosh,
yes.
definitely need some magic for that.
My cat appeared inside a shed that was locked. Honestly, we have been looking to see if there's a hole in the floor, but there isn't.
That's bizarre.
Yes. Had a FaceTime with my sister, and we each wore uh, uh, tons lipstick and makeup for no reason. Okay, so I'm not going.
Sometimes you
Oh,
just up for each other.
yeah, this is the lovely chat, but the ocean is calling. I must heed. Bye, Betsy. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Betsy.
Jane the Seeker said we had a flock of super cool birds in the trees of ours this morning. It was amazing.
I love
Yes,
that.
the universe provides. Uh, well, I received 2 tarot readings where the reader and I am supposed to be leaders, and now the magic of you, Oracle, won't stop showing me the leadership card. That's pretty woo.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's pretty woo. So, Fox with a book, magic, all the white little feathers I have seen falling from the sky this summer.
Nice.
My dog ate one. Hey, Carl Astrology, good to see you. What about you?
I think one of the coolest little twinkly things that's happened to me recently is I was walking out and as happy as I am, I do struggle with anxiety sometimes about things because I'm racing ahead to the next thing and not always present. That's for me where anxiety really comes in, is when I'm not being present
Uh-huh.
in my body. And I felt like it was just like my higher self came online and said, "Hey, just chill out. Everything is happening just the way it's supposed to." And I looked down and there was an osprey feather on the ground. And so I
Nice.
was just like, that's my little, there's my one of my winks from the universe, super twinkle right there.
I
Caught my
I
eye.
love that. I love that. One of the fun things that I had happen is I had misplaced one of my mustache shirts that I wanted to wear for yesterday, and
Nice.
I was like going, well, I've looked through the laundry, it's not there, and it actually showed up where I already looked twice. So, and I'm like, okay, great, thank you. It's that sort of thing where I'm like going, ooh, thank you. Let's light a candle. Let's say thanks. Let's leave some shiny objects. So it was really quite nice. Okay, so people are getting ready to leave.
Yep.
What do you have coming up on your channel? other than
Um,
this wonderful game?
It's wonderful live. So you've got to come for the live. And, other than that, it's just kind of the regulars I have. I just put out a new Before You Buy. So that might be
Hmm.
interesting if you haven't seen those. That's a comparison series. And then I'll have my Life and Tarot for July that'll come out this weekend. So you definitely want to check that out because that one I've done a little bit different format. So there's a surprise on that one. How about you,
Very
Gerald? What
nice.
do you have?
Well, I have a whole bunch of things coming up, and I think everybody just like and subscribe. It'll be easier. But, I promised everybody needed to watch again because the next back and forth with Jamie and Gerald is scheduled for Tuesday, August 16th. And this is because we're all done with the little cards that we have sent to each other. We're inviting guests. And our first guest is April from Tarot and Witchery.
That's me. Surprise.
So definitely, everyone, please, 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 um, like and subscribe and be here for that. That'll be fun because Jamie and I want to invite people to participate with us and do it. So you're going to you're gonna set the bar really high, April, right?
I'm going to have some funky questions, that's for sure. You can count on me to ask some thought-provoking questions there. I'm excited. And I this is my favorite series, you guys, and I have to say I did not force myself on Jamie and Gerald for this one. They
Nope.
invited me.
We did. We were all like going, who do we want to invite? And it was like it took us about 30 seconds after I said, who do we want to invite to go, let's ask April. So it's there. It's there. So, all right. All right. Everybody is heading out. So, gosh, thank you so very much. And this has been so much fun. I hope I appreciate everybody watching, everybody in chat, everybody who watches the playback. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And, expect us to do some more together. Readings, deck
Hmm.
casual, game on your channel. So,
Yes.
and all of your contact is below. So please like and subscribe. And everybody be nice to each other. So,
Yeah.
because that's easy. So, all right.
Being
Take
nice
care,
is so much
everybody.
easier than me mean.
Oh, it is. It is. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bye.